Good morning students, this is Kavita Anandi. The same model we are going to continue in the class. So for a kind reference I have included these are the costs which should not be included in the cost sheet because these are the expenses which are in financial nature which may occur after selling of the product. We are preparing the cost sheet. What will be the expenses to find out the profit based on the sales. So cash discount as for selling the product will get, so these are not included, we can't able to see it. Interest, preliminary expenses written off, goodwill written off, provision for taxation and provision for bad doubtful debts. This for the current year, but we have to include the bad debts because bad debts is the amount which cannot be recovered. The provision of bad debts is the assumption that for this year this amount cannot be recovered from the debtors, but bad debts is the final amount which cannot be recovered from the debtors. Transfer to reserves, donation, income tax, dividend, profit on sale of fixed asset, damage payable at law. These are the various expenses which happened after selling of the product. So we have to ignore these items. So this is one of the model. We have already seen this model. Now I explain once again, but don't follow this model. I have given already. We have to show factory overhead separately, office and administrative overhead separately, and selling overhead. So don't copy this. I will explain the things, but you have to put it separately. So first one is production wages. A productive wages is nothing but your direct wages which has to be shown in the prime cost. Then direct material used, you already know the direct material will be included in the prime cost. A chargeable expenses is nothing but your direct expenses which will be used to find out the prime cost. Next one is sales, which is the income. After adding all the expenses, we have to deduct the sales to find out what will be the profit. There are two of, if you are simply they have given office salary where we have to show it, we have to show it in the office and administrative overhead, but in this question they have shown as one is drawing office salaries and then counting office salaries. A drawing office salary is nothing but drawing means we are withdrawing the money. So drawing office salary will be used in that, will be treated as a factory overhead because a drawing office salary means to purchase of a material or to purchase of a material for a material expenses we withdraw the money from the office. So where we are using that particular money for material, where we'll use the material, we will use it at the factory. So drawing office salary will be show it in the factory overhead. The reason is we are using it as for the factory expenses. The next one is accounting office salary. What do you mean by counting? We'll count the money. Who will count the money in the office? The accounting person will do all the accounting activities based on the money transaction. So the accounting work will be done by the accounting department. So where the accounting department will work? Office. So the accounting office salary will be shown as a office and administrative overhead. And the cash discount allowed. So as I have told already, a cash discount which we cannot predict as the expenses because the loss we cannot able to see it. So cash discount will has to be eliminated. Then carriage outward. So carriage outward is the expenses which has to be carried out while selling of the product. So where we have to show the carriage outward in the selling and administrative overhead. So prepare a separate selling and distribution overhead. Don't show it in the office and administrative. So follow the procedure. So I have copied some others from this question from some other web page. So for the, but you follow what is the what is the format which I given in the first class. Then bad debts written off. So this is the amount. Provision for bad debts alone we won't show it, but bad debts is the actual amount which cannot be recovered from the debtors. So this has to be deducted. So what do you have to do? Where you have to show the debtors will come after the sales. So it will be shown it in the selling and distribution overhead. The rent, rate and tax, there are two things which is given. One is for office, one is for work. So office 4,000 should be shown in the office overhead and works 15,400 should be shown in the factory overhead. Next one is traveling expenses. A traveler expenses, a traveler's salaries and commission, where we have to show it, we have to show it in the selling and distribution because travelers will be in. So travelers expenses and traveler salaries and commission will be shown in the selling and distribution overhead because travelers will be used for selling the product. And depreciation on plant and machinery will be where we use the plant and machinery in the factory, so it will be shown in the factory overhead. And depreciation on office furniture, it's clearly specified it is the office furniture, so we have to show it in the office and administrative overhead. Then director's fees, where will we use the director fees? Basically director will be in the office, so it is an office overhead. So come to gas and water. If nothing is specified, if in the back rate they have told that 3/4 is for factory and 1/4 is for office. If nothing is specified, gas and water will be shown in the factory overhead. But here 3/4 should be calculated to the factory. So what is the total value? 2800. So 2800 into 3/4, which is nothing but 2100. That has to be shown in the factory overhead. And 2800 into 1/4, which has to be shown in the office overhead. We should not show it totally, because we have to, the cost sheet prepares mainly to find out what are the expenses happened in particular department. Likewise, manager salary 3/4 is for factory, 1/4 is for office. So 24,000 into 3/4 is to be calculated, and I have to put it in the factory overhead. And 24,000 into 1/4 you have to calculate and put it in the office and administrative overhead. The general expenses, a normal general expenses, where will appear? It will appear in the office and administrative overhead. And hire of crane, so hire purchase, so they are hiring a machinery for a work. So this as a prime cost, because without purchasing that we cannot able to run the machinery. So here in the sum they have shown us wrongly in the factory overhead, but hire purchase has to be included in the prime cost. Don't forget, they have mentioned it wrongly. The hire of crane should come under the prime cost, because without the purchase hire of car they can't able to run the business. Then donation to charitable trust, it has to be avoided, because donation we don't show it here. So then find out the profit. And the second model is an unit